So that is Agency Together.
Agency
Have a
Together.
unique process. Tell me about that. Like,
Oh, yes. So Agency Together is a community, right? So how I got here was through, of course, being in the agency world, of course, having partnered and then helped sell and exit an agency, and then coaching agency owners. And Agency Together has been around it's been under 2 years. And in terms of why it exists, 2 years ago, the market in itself was in a shift. Let's just say the environment with which we're in. So the markets, the economy, politics, technology, you name it, right? It was just in this flux, right? And I have a lot of conversations with agency owners. I have a podcast called Small But Mighty Agency. And so I talk to a lot of agency owners. Of course, I coach agency owners. And so because of that, I was coming across conversations where it really felt like if one agency owner got a client, another would lose one. There's that little bit of that feeling in the air. And I know that that's not the way I grow a business or have grown a business. In fact, it is through relationships that have really grown a business. And I thought, hey, look, I'm not liking this divisiveness feeling that I feel in this agency space right now. What could I do to make a difference in this space? And I looked around and I was looking for a community that was really focused on this idea of like collaboration, strategic connections, and referrals, right? So I'm not talking about just referrals. I'm talking about this community aspect to it where people are building what I call referral-ready relationships, right? And so I was really looking for this entity, and I think for the most part, I think I wish this had existed back in the day when I was in the midst of growing the agency that we eventually sold and exited. So I was looking for, I think, that component, that piece that was missing back then, and I didn't see it. Like I didn't see it. I also I saw other communities out there, but there's another element to it. The community that I have is built for small but mighty agencies. And I think that's a key of the community that I want to build. It's for small but mighty agencies. And I think another component that was also important for me is that I am a Asian woman. So, I'm an Asian woman, and I wanted to create a space that was just comfortable for all races and all genders. And I think that we could use more communities out there that are led by different voices. And so in the agency space, I really saw that there was a gap for that as well too. And I thought there's a couple of gaps here I want to fill. Number one, an actual entity community that's about collaboration, connection, and what I call referral ready relationships. Number two, a place that is led by someone like me who is a woman, and I have an Asian background, and not seeing enough of that representation out there even in the agency space, right? So that's how Agency Together really came about, was through those inspirations. And when we first started it, honestly, it was like an experiment. It was an experiment because I thought, well, who would want to come on this journey of connections, strategic connections, collaborations, and referral building together, and all be agencies, right? Because I think in the agency space, there's quite a bit of competitiveness. If you think of it this way, if you put like 3 branding agencies together, and all those 3 agencies say that they serve B2B businesses, not that that's a niche, by the way, but if they say that, then of course it's going to feel really competitive, right? But I also built Agency Together because I see a future for agencies that is very specialized. So we all know that there are certain things happening right now. Technology, for example, that is derailing the middleman, so to speak, derailing the middle, so to speak, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're specialized, you can charge higher prices. And I think that's going to be more and more true as we grow. And I think there's a space for non-specialized too, but I also think that non-specialized will be more of a race to the bottom in terms of prices, right? So for me, I felt there needs to be a place for specialized agencies to really connect and collaborate, whether it's service specialization or industry niche. And so Agency Together was also built on that premise of bringing together really niche agencies who are open to this idea that to grow together, you can collaborate.